NBA trade rumors. $4.25 billion franchise could be key part of Giannis Antetokounmpo's exit from Milwaukee Bucks. The NBA rumor mill is starting to heat up again, and once more, Giannis Antetokounmpo's future with the Milwaukee Bucks is at the center of the storm. While Giannis remains under contract and continues to publicly support the franchise, league insiders are quietly watching for signs that the Bucks' championship window may be closing. If Milwaukee fails to position itself as a legitimate title contender, the unthinkable could eventually become reality: Giannis asking out. That's where a $4.25 billion franchise enters the conversation. A team with massive financial resources, aggressive ownership, and the flexibility to make a blockbuster move that could completely reshape the NBA landscape. Milwaukee's situation is complicated. The Bucks pushed their chips to the middle of the table when they traded for Damian Lillard, hoping that pairing him with Giannis would extend their title window. While the move generated excitement, it also left Milwaukee thin on assets and depth. Injuries, defensive concerns, and inconsistent postseason results have raised legitimate questions about whether the current roster is good enough to compete with the NBA's elite. Giannis has always said winning matters more than comfort. He's loyal, but is also brutally honest about his desire to compete for championships every single season. That mindset is exactly why rival executives are quietly preparing for a scenario where Milwaukee is forced to listen to trade offers, even if that moment hasn't arrived yet. The key factor: Milwaukee will want maximum value in return. Trading a player of Giannis Antetokounmpo's caliber requires an unprecedented haul, young stars, draft picks, and financial flexibility. Only a handful of franchises can realistically meet that price, and one of them happens to be backed by ownership willing to spend big, very big. This is where the $4.25 billion franchise comes into play. Recent years have shown a clear trend across the league. Wealthy ownership groups are no longer afraid to absorb massive luxury tax bills if it means landing a generational superstar. These franchises view elite players not just as basketball investments, but as global brands that elevate franchise value, market reach, and long-term profitability. For a team valued at over $4.25 billion, swinging for Giannis wouldn't just be a basketball decision. It would be a business move with worldwide impact. Jersey sales, international exposure, national TV appearances, and instant championship relevance would follow immediately. From a roster construction standpoint, this type of franchise also has the flexibility Milwaukee would demand. Multiple first-round picks? Check. Young, high-upside players? Check. Expiring contracts that help reset the Bucks' books? Absolutely. It's the kind of trade package smaller market teams simply can't assemble without gutting their future. The Bucks, for their part, would be forced to make a painful decision. Keeping Giannis happy requires surrounding him with elite talent, something that's becoming increasingly difficult under salary cap constraints. If the front office believes the roster has peaked, cashing in on Giannis before his leverage grows could be the smarter long-term play. Meanwhile, the $4.25 billion franchise would be betting that Giannis is the final piece to a championship puzzle. Pairing him with an already competitive core would instantly vault that team into title favorite status. Unlike most superstars, Giannis impacts every facet of the game: offense, defense, leadership, and culture. His presence alone changes expectations overnight. There's also timing to consider. The NBA landscape is shifting rapidly, with younger stars rising and veteran contenders aging out. Teams that strike at the right moment often define the next era of dominance. Executives around the league still remember how quickly championship windows can open and close, depending on one bold decision. While no official trade request exists and Milwaukee remains committed to competing, the league understands how these situations evolve. One disappointing playoff run. One key injury. One early exit. Suddenly, conversations that once seemed impossible start happening behind closed doors. For now, the Bucks are pushing forward, hoping to prove they can still contend at the highest level. But make no mistake, rival front offices are watching closely. The presence of a $4.25 billion franchise with the assets, ambition, and financial muscle to land Giannis changes everything. If that door cracks open even slightly, the NBA could be headed for one of the biggest blockbuster trades in league history.